Hello and welcome to Everything To Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, every single enemy, every single everything in the Binding of Isaac. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy who hit that with Ursula back in the day, Gary Butterfield.
Oh, yeah. Like an octopus probably has 7 pussies.
Well, that's just not true, bud.
Well, there are many schools of thought on the matter.
If you're talking about whether Ursula does, I can't speak to that. But an octopus has 1 cloaca, I believe.
Yeah. Is it also their beak?
No, Gary. I'll tell you, there are in fact no creatures on this earth that eat and shit out of the same orifice, as far as I know. And
some people don't believe in God.
Give me all your thoughts on cloacas.
Because I really want to have one. I think Ursula probably has the 7 pussies though.
Yeah.
Like an octopus tar, probably does.
Yeah.
You know who could solve this for us? That intolerable AI program that just gives you a blurry faced version of whatever you ask for.
Gary, you are down on this and you're wrong. This is one of your many wrong positions. Too many people like a thing, so Gary has turned against it.
That is not why I've turned against it.
Okay.
How dare you? Sincerely, how dare you? I just don't think they're that good. Like somebody would be like, Columbo on the Muppets, and it'll just show a couple blurry faced Columbo and Muppets. It's like lazy Photoshop.
Except that you don't have to do anything. It's super lazy.
That's what makes it lazy. It's like lazy Photoshop, except you don't have to do anything.
I mean, one of the worst things about Photoshop is that it takes a lot of work.
No, that's one of the things that makes it impressive to look at, though. I'm not thinking of this from a doing it perspective. I want to see cool stuff.
Okay,
because people are putting images in front of me on the internet.
I want to see flow from Progressive as if Picasso drew her, and this thing will make that.
Kinda. Like it will be a shitty version of it that's worse than your imagination that takes no effort and then is gone.
See, Gary,
it's against art. It destroys art. It is anti-art.
Okay, Gary, but who are you talking to right now?
Well,
a man who deeply desires the destruction of art? Maybe?
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. You're way more wrong about that than I am about this.
Okay, I'm just saying.
On first principles, you've you're wrong on a human scale about that.
Sure.
That's a weird, alien thing to be wrong about.
Okay, sure. If we're just throwing around accusations of alienness, sure.
I don't know, man. I like to think that you have enough self-awareness to understand that that's a real weird position to have as a person.
I understand that I'm ahead of people on that. Yeah.
It's so humble too.
Yeah.
I just hate that AI thing. I thought maybe you'd be with me because you don't seem to participate in it. But
no, I don't want to participate because I'm enjoying the content very much. Have you talked with Riff about this?
Yeah. Riff loves it.
I know Riff loves it.
I mean, I haven't talked to Riff about it. I just know that he loves it. But I'm going to go as far as say, I don't think people are doing a good enough job with it either.
Well, no, I mean,
the prompts are not funny enough to justify putting an image up. It's just the cheapest irony of putting something next to something that it wouldn't ordinarily be next to.
So, Gary, what justifies putting an image on the internet to you? What's the bar there? Because that seems like that might be the little bit of Gary Butterfield heat that's coming out here.
No, it's the same heat that everybody has. You just don't want to admit it. It's when somebody puts up something on the internet. Like they're usually putting it up as like it's meant to be funny. Like people put drawings up online. They put up jokes. They put up comics. Like people put things online that are good and funny. That require
just
more
bad
thought
shit
than
that they
these
thought of.
Yeah, but they do better with it than this.
Gary,
this allows them to process it faster, but not better.
Gary, you understand that every tweet on your timeline is not a handcrafted letter that has been sent to Gary Butterfield Esquire.
Of course I do. I understand that better than most. Ooh. But most people on my timeline
now who's humble?
Put more effort into their internet creations than anybody who's using this AI thing does.
But I appreciate
effort. Of course it matters because I'm talking about whether it's worth looking at.
But looking at it takes 1 second and one thought.
No, but you're dismissing the entire, you don't believe this because you like looking at a comic or something. Like you like things with craft. You like art.
Sure.
Somebody will post a piece of art online and you're like, this is good art. I like this.
Okay.
Somebody will post a piece of writing online and you'll be like, I like how this person wrote this idea out and put effort into expressing it.
But Gary, I will contend that I am more interested in ideas than I am in art.
So why don't people just write like the pitch for an article? Like just a sentence of like, what about, they just write a review of this show. And then you just retweet that.
Because I'll get
with no additional content.
I'll get fucking yelled at in my email by people like, you ripped us off.
I think that this is the equivalent of that. As opposed to somebody writing like an article about something, it's somebody writing the sentence that would be the article.
But sometimes the picture's kind of neat.
I also haven't seen neat ones.
What about the shrimp tar?
I don't like the shrimp tar. I love Jenny. One of my best, I love Jenny. Huge fan of Jenny. Creator of the shrimp tar. Love Jenny. I just don't like the shrimp tar. Like, I don't know. It looks like a shrimp tar. I just can't see the artistry behind it. There's not enough humanness to it.
That's the whole appeal, man. We're getting humanity out of the fucking arts, finally.
That's not appealing to me. That's bad. That's dystopian.
Gary, what if they all had a little Burger King logo on the bottom corner?
Of the things? Can I sell them as an NFT? Are they bored?
Yeah, no, they're bored. I mean, if they aren't, the listeners are right now.
But I've never been more interested in this podcast. This is something I feel passionate about that I haven't gotten a chance to rant about.
Yeah.
Like you found, you discovered gold.
Yeah.
Of a kind.
To be clear, I didn't fucking bring this up, man.
Podcaster's pyrite. I wish the images were better. I'm disappointed in everyone who uses that app, who I've seen so far. Prove me wrong, folks.
Whereas my stance is, please destroy the human element of art and bring on the age of the machine.
Yeah, choose a side. You can only choose one of those perspectives.
Oh my God. When it's time to choose between people and the AIs, I'm sorry, meat.
Well, it will just be dead by then. I don't have to worry about that. You're thinking the long term in a way.
Well, what if an AI runs for president, Gary?
I think I'll be dead by then. Do you think that'll happen in the next 10 years?
That's a good point.
Anywho, of course we're talking about Neptunus.
Absolutely, Gary. How could it be doubted?
It's if people haven't clocked that already, check yourselves.
Yeah, seriously, like check your own look at that barometer you got inside your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because it might be busted.
For good. Might be busted. This is good.
Yeah.
It's bonus tiers.
Yeah.
You will throw tiers that you wouldn't ordinarily throw.
Yes.
Are you just saying it's not good because I didn't like the AI thing?
Yeah.
Or do you not like it? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, it's, the complicated emotional transactional nature of Guppy.
Yeah, it's a zero-sum game.
It absolutely
what's
is.
What's something that you like that I can say that I like to get us back on track?
Sorry, can I get that again?
What's something that you like that I can say that I do like that'll get us back on track?
Gary, you like nothing I like. Anything you say will be a lie.
That's not true.
You laughed. You laughed halfway through that sentence.
No, it was a funny gambit, but it's not not true. Fallout New Vegas. What?
Yeah.
See, now you're just being contrarian.
Yeah, I've gone full Lachlan.
Yeah. You gone Lachlan. God damn it.
Gary, I think you have to find a new thing that I like that we've never talked about you also liking before for this bit to work.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Because you did find a thing I haven't talked about on a podcast yet, and we're moments away from it.
Yeah.
It's in my back pocket for abject sufferings that were slow to make the episode really not funny and make Cole uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And now I let that powder go.
Yeah.
Boy, I will work on that.
You're welcome, Cole.
Yeah, you have done a huge service for Cole and abject sufferer listeners, which outnumber listeners of this show at least 10 to 1. So in terms of the greater good, done a good job.
The greater good.
The greater good. That sounded like a weird dig, and I didn't mean it to be. I'm on both shows, of course, but it did sound like a dig. And I didn't
you are on both shows, of course.
Yeah. We haven't decided what this did.
Yeah, this is Neptunus. What this does is anytime you're not firing, it builds up a bar that basically kind of adds all the tiers you would have fired. to it. And then when you hold down the fire button, you fire them all very, very fast.
Yeah. It doesn't take anything away. It just adds firepower. It's like a really extreme tears up.
Yeah.
Basically,
if you're just holding the fire button the whole time, you will just fire at your regular tear rate.
You won't notice. Yeah. You have to stop firing for a while, which you don't have to do usually. And this can fuck you. Like if you have, actually, I guess I can't. I assumed it would be bad with Dr. Fetus, but it doesn't work with that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's complicated enough that, maybe someday in the future, this will work with other stuff. They love adding those synergies in retroactively, but at present, it's just overridden by a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. No. If people like this show.
Yeah.
This is we have to do at least one completely not funny episode in a batch.
Yeah.
We got it out of our system. Go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah.
Speaking of rating reviews, and Lachlan, who doesn't like New Vegas for some weird fucking reason, he said that he left his review, but he did it on international Apple Podcast. So if you're ever looking for extra reviews, if we run out again, there's probably some international ones somewhere.
Absolutely, Gary. I will definitely put that extra work into curating that content.
Do you have one?
Yeah. Like this one left on Apple Podcasts by Lip Balm Wigwam. Just gupping around. Gary, 2 R's. Butterfield, a sad tomato. And We Sports Huge, 3 miles of bad road. Host an enjoyable podcast that sometimes involves Cole Ross. I recently watched the New Kids in the Hall show and really liked it. Also, it reminded me of the Guppy Boys because they once threatened to rank the members of Kith, but never did. Oh well. Life is full of broken promises after all. 5 stars.
Guaranteed we did that.
Yeah, it's a joke, but
yeah. No, I know. Nice references to Crush with Eyeliner from REM in that review.
Is that the 3 miles of bad road?
And Bad Tomato.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sad tomato?
Sad Tomato. 2 things that Michael Stipe refers to a girl as in that song. Good night.
Is he Moby-ish? Is he a little bit like Moby?
No, he's getting more Moby as he gets older, though. He's making worse, more electronic music. So it's a bummer.
Good night.
Good night. Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that covers every item, trinket, character, and boss in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is a character I'm sure shows up in Kingdom Hearts at some point, William Hughes.
Yeah, Gary, that intro was kind of like watching a 9-year-old ride a bike for the first time. Like there was some wobble there. There was some wobble, but you did it, buddy.
Did you want to hear something kind of like do you want an image? Can I gift you an image?
Sure.
I didn't learn to ride a bike until I was 15 and someone taught me.
Aww.
So that image of a 9-year-old learning to ride a bike, imagine me in my full, like, fat pubescent glory doing that.
I was a relatively late bike rider, but like, I think 11 or 12 probably.
Yeah. Yep. It's cool. And you'd never forget.
Weirdly true. Gary, one time I fell down a ravine while riding my bike.
Down a ravine?
Yeah, it was like a 10-foot drop. Yeah.
How much was it like the Trials video games?
Gary, it was precisely like those the Trials video games, and also like Ollie Ollie.
Okay, I assumed maybe it'd be like that, or like Skatebird.
Gary, it was nothing like Skatebird.
Okay.
It was a little bit like Skate.
Okay. Yeah, the EA Skate.
Did you ever play Skate?
I didn't actually. I haven't.
It was an interesting attempt to make the whole ethos of those games is like maybe skating shouldn't just involve holding a button down since skating is actually hard.
Yeah, I always rejected kind of the premise. It felt like it was messing with Tony Hawk, which I felt fixed skating.
Yeah. Tony Hawk fixed all the things Gary didn't like about real world skating, like balance or coordination.
And you know, in real skating, like somebody does a kickflip and you're like, well, I suppose it didn't look that cool, but I understand it's hard.
That is the thing. Like in skate, like if you pull off a kickflip in that game by like doing like complicated motions with the thumbsticks, it's impressive.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the times I've seen Nick do a kickflip,
sure.
Which is, I'm like, that's impressive. I know that's hard.
Sorry, what is it called? What's it called?
A Nick flip.
There we go. Gotta get that fucking branding. That's my goal for this week of Guppy is we get good branding on Nick.
Yeah, the Nick flip. Well, Braden is the king of Nick branding because he had when Nick started vaping and he was having Enter the Vape Tricks, which was going to be Nick doing a bunch of cool vape smoke rings and shit. If we combine that with skating, pretty slick.
Yeah,
but
pretty Nick.
Antoniok, you're pretty Nick. Hey, slick at night. You
Nick still
like
listen to this, you think?
Does Nick still listen to it?
Yeah.
I think he probably quit last episode.
Probably. Yeah.
Like, I'm being honest. I don't know. Can't imagine anybody getting through that.
We've joked before about what we would do if like an episode just didn't get downloaded.
Yeah. Every episode is somebody's last. Oh, man. I've never gotten this.
Oh, it's interesting. This is Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto does appear in the Kingdom Hearts games, not extensively, but he's there.
The lore is not quite important enough for him. He's not part of Organization 14.
You know, it's Organization 13.
Well, there are 14 people, though. I refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but there's you know, the groups have names.
No, but it's doing that. I just refuse to respect it.
Do you not respect Baker's Dozen either?
No.
What do you call it?
13.
Yeah. Organization Baker's Dozen. Can we compromise?
Organization Baker's 14?
Sure, with George Clooney.
Organization Ocean's 13.
Oceanization.
Okay.
13.
Oceanization Baker's 12.
Gary, did you hear that sound? That was everybody suddenly hopping back into the episode. Just randomly.
Baby.
Yeah, they randomly
back,
scrolled
Nick.
to that bit.
Yep. Nick was like, I'm just going to scrub forward until this gets good again. And they're like, bam. The boys nailed it.
Oceanization Baker's 13.
They got it. They still got it. This makes you little.
It makes you very little. So this is a tears up. Again, this is another one where they were like, this item's not good enough. Let's put a stat up on it.
Yep. It's a big tears up.
Yeah. And it makes Isaac very small. It basically gives you the effect of as if you'd taken a bunch of the one pill, like the one pill makes you smaller pills, whatever those are called.
Mm-hmm.
And it does reduce like your like hitbox and stuff. And you can like do weird shit with this. Because you can get, like, squeezed between various, like, walls and stuff. Like, if you go into crawl spaces sometimes, there's, like, just a tiny little gap in between the walls. Yeah. And this lets you get that. Sometimes you can, like, just squeeze between, like, diagonal stuff. You can kind of walk on the outside edges of pits and stuff. It's weird and broken feeling, but it's neat.
I really wonder, it says it can stack with other size reduction effects.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Isaac still does this, but old Isaac, I've had placebo with one makes you smaller before and just really jammed on it.
Yeah.
If you get small enough, Isaac turns upside down. The sprite like mirrors and becomes upside down. I wonder if that's still true or whether they fix that with Repentance.
I do not know.
Because it seems like this would give you a huge head start on becoming weird upside down Isaac, where your tears come out of like where your feet are and stuff.
Yeah. The upside downside of this, on the plus side, it makes it much easier to dodge shots, typically, just because you have such a smaller hitbox. On the downside, it's very easy to lose track of where the fuck Isaac is.
Oh, yeah. Even though I love the idea of like leaving the stage and ending up in an I Am Air room because the game doesn't know where to put you.
Yeah.
Because you're too little. It's like you've entered the microverse, like the Atom.
Like Ray Palmer and later Ryan Choi, the Atom.
Yeah. We didn't know the name of the second Atom.
Yeah, I got real into... That's the period where I was like real into comics, right around when like 52 came out. See also all the Seven Soldiers talk from last week.
I'm always surprised by how many Green Lanterns I can name, but
go for it.
Multiple Atoms is right.
Go for it.
Hal Jordan.
Sure.
Then we got
wow, Fucking wow, man.
Kyle.
I'm real impressed by how many Green Lanterns I can name. 1.5.
John Stewart.
Sure.
Kyle. I keep wanting to say Kyle Mooney, but he never got the ring.
It is not.
He was on Saturday Night Live.
That's a very funny thing to imagine, though.
Yeah, it could be a little something like this.
Yeah, just a
Kyle
little
Raynor.
There we go.
Raynor,
just a little
Kyle
pre-taped Green Lantern segment that's too weird for the show.
Guy Gardner.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
It's good. You didn't. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard Kilowog yet.
Oh, I forgot about Kilowog. But
y'all can't forget about Kilowog.
Y'all forgot about Kilowog, motherfuckers.
Mojo. Mogo, not Mojo.
Sinestro became a lantern at some point, but not a Green Lantern. He's a Yellow Lantern.
One time I vandalized the Wikipedia page for Mogo because the original Mogo story. Mogo's a planet who's a Green Lantern, in case you're not a nerd.
Yes.
The first one, and he's super venerated because Alan Moore created him. Because Alan Moore wrote like 3 Green Lantern comics, and because he's Alan Moore, everyone references them for
Loves
a million
them.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're fine comics, but
Every
it's
time-
like Jeff Johns just wants to really get up on that Moore hog.
Yeah, well, it's because Jeff Johns doesn't have good ideas. I kind of hate Jeff Johns. And I think that everything that Alan Moore added to actual DCU is pretty much a gift.
Yeah.
Because it's more interesting than normal stuff that they do. Not DCU. DCU.
Yeah, the original Mogo story, which has a twist ending where you find out Mogo is the planet, is called Mogo Doesn't Socialize. And I edited the Wikipedia page to include sequel stories called Mogo has trouble maintaining eye contact with others, and Mogo is tested for the autism spectrum.
That's very funny.
And then the person who reverted it left a little note that just said, "Funny but wrong."
That's great. That's very good. I love Wikipedia vandalism. If people like the show, what should they do?
Gary, they can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and throw us some money.
And throw us some reviews.
Yeah.
On the American Apple Podcast. And
proud to be a podcaster.
I know that sounds real sad. If you'd met my dad. And then also Podcast Addict.
Yeah, this one was left on Apple Podcast by Will Hughes, spelled like the color, and Gary Butterfield with the D's. I don't know what this is. A podcast I enjoy mentioned this thing called Guppy Energy, so I figured I would give this podcast a shot. I've been listening for a few months now, and I don't know what Binding of Isaac is, what happened to Boss Sunday, who the hosts think they are, Dragon Cole, a man who, if he was any more earnest, he would legally have to change his name to Jim Varney. Into this, and I still don't know what Guppy Energy is. Abject Suffering Mr. Maze was podcast gold. That's the review.
Thanks.
Gary, do you think Abject Suffering is a better show than this?
Ooh. No. I put them about the same. I think they're both similar. I think here I'm going to sound braggy.
Fucking centrist.
It's not centrism. I'm continuing to elaborate, man. This is going to sound braggy, but I think that
but I can name 4 Green Lanterns.
I can name almost 4 Green Lanterns. That's a lot for one superhero. I can't name 4 Robins.
Yeah. Really? Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne, Jason Todd, and
there's a Lady Robin.
Yeah, what's her name? She wasn't Robin for very long. Her superhero name is Spoiler, and her real name is Stephanie Brown.
There you go. I think that as much as
and the one from Dark Knight Returns, whose name is Carrie something. I can't remember her.
Well done. Yeah, the hidden Robin. I talk a lot of shit about myself, but I actually think I'm pretty good at podcasting.
Yeah, man, you're great.
And I think one of the things is that I think something that I'm good at, I'm not better than other people, but I think I'm just good at it, is that I can make a real different feeling show with different people.
Uh-huh.
So like Abject Suffering and this show have tons in common in terms of like premise. They're just different because this is what me and you look like, together. And that's what me and Cole look like together. And I felt like there's a common element of me, but I don't feel like they're very similar shows in terms of how they articulate, Does that make sense?
Gary, if Cole had asked you that question
or nonsense?
No, it's just not funny. If Cole had asked me that question,
it's not funny. You asked me a serious question.
Yeah, but I was kind of just hoping for a knockoff funny answer. Because
you should know better than that because that is the common element. Is I take questions seriously.
I was going to say if Cole had asked you that question, but he would never ask you that question.
No,
because he's a coward.
He wouldn't want to know. Yeah.
Good night.
The end. Good night. No further.
Hello and welcome to Everything To Guppy, the podcast where we talk about every single item, enemy, everything, body wise. I'm William Hughes, and I'm joined, as always, by a guy whose donuts have had like some unionization problems or something. I heard bad shit. Anyway, Gary Butterfield.
I also make a totally different show with Jeremy.
Do you? What's it called?
Days of Future Cast. I think it also has very different energy. Today I had a new donut.
Gary,
because a Nola Donuts opened up near where my girlfriend's house is, and I had my first cronut. Have you had a cronut?
I've never had a cronut. Obviously, I've heard about them on cooking shows.
I've only heard about them, but I had no idea what they were. I just thought it was a funny name. I did not realize it was a portmanteau. Knowing that they're a portmanteau, I wish I'd had them sooner. I did not realize it was a portmanteau. I just thought it was like Steve Brule saying donut for some reason.
Okay.
And it was just a funny name. I don't know why I thought that.
You got to remember that most people are not operating on Steve Brule rules.
Most people have not based their entire thinking pattern sense of humor around 10-year-old Tim and Eric bits.
Yeah.
Whereas I have. And but they're amazing. Amazing.
Okay. It's
so
what,
good.
A croissant and a donut?
Yes. I was blown away. I thought mochi donuts were like the last great advance I'd see in donuts in my lifetime. I love a mochi donut, but this was better than a mochi donut.
I mean, I'm really happy for you.
The humble cake donut keeps getting shittier in comparison.
Yeah.
Donut technology is moving at the speed of fucking sound, at the speed of information. Donuts. And I'm here for it. I'm really happy to be living in this age of like advanced donuts and absolute climate apocalypse. Oh, not the second part.
No, it's all good.
But the first part, yes. Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good, man.
It's all good, man. Have you noticed that the backdrop on the Binding of Isaac wiki has the little holes in the corner of their brick that are the same shape as the buttons in Legend of Grimrock?
Gary, I had not noticed that. Boy, we're really down in the weeds today, huh?
I keep trying to press them with my mouse and nothing happens.
You guys, wait, what? Do you have the wiki open on your computer?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting at my desktop. I've got I have a computer that can run multiple programs at once, not to brag.
That's right. Yeah, I run this whole show through my phone.
Yeah, it's we got this kludge together in a very Soviet bloc inventing podcast kind of way.
Gary, all I'm trying to do is invent the concept of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, finally, like Ira Glass.
I in many ways try to be like Ira Glass. Most especially by
Shape
being a shitty boyfriend to Linda Berry back in the day.
Oh. Man, that's so sad. He didn't deserve Linda Berry.
Nope.
Linda Berry's great.
She ended up agreeing, so.
Yeah, it's one of the many
There's
things
comics about it. You can read them. They're good.
Yeah. Doesn't this feel like something a trinket would do?
Absolutely, Gary. This is Voodoo Head. It just causes an extra curse room to spawn on the floor.
Yep.
And the curse rooms are nicer. The curse rooms are generally better.
The curse rooms, are nicer. I generally don't pick this up, so I haven't had a lot of experience with it. I like a curse room, but I don't want to buy this in a shop.
Yeah. For as a reminder, curse rooms are the ones with the spiked doors that tend to contain either devilish enemies or devil room adjacent items,
or a pile of red chests.
Yeah, I think that falls under devil room adjacent items.
I think so too.
Thank you, Gary.
I just want to give another example. It's not the sacrifice rooms, and I think there is is there a trinket that gives you more sacrifice rooms?
No, that wouldn't do anything because there's no reason to have two sacrifice rooms on a floor.
You can.
What would be the use case for having 2 sacrifice rooms on a floor?
Exhausting them both. They do get exhausted.
Yeah, but the sacrifice room pool is there's just 1 sacrifice room pool. If you go to 2 sacrifice rooms, you're increasing the same counter.
But maybe it depends on how they coded it. Like you could go into one, go all the way through the angels. Don't go to the teleport, and then start the next one and just get like the hearts and the money. And
I am reasonably sure that that's not how it works. I believe that there is a counter for the number of times you've used a sacrifice room total that you can increase over the whole course of the run.
Well, it's not for the run. It might be the floor. But if you go to a new floor, they start over.
Maybe.
Or at least they used to. I mean, this is the kind of thing we should know if anybody knows it.
Why would we know this, Gary? Why the fuck is it on us to know things?
That's a really good point. I'm going to let us off the hook. It's self-care day. It's
self-care week here on Everything to Guppy.
Yeah. I don't care to know that.
We're going to take care of us.
I also don't care how few Robins I know.
How few do you know?
Just the Tim Drake and then Dick Grayson.
Okay, 2.
And then his son.
Dick Grayson's son?
No. I don't think Dick Grayson has nutted. I think
he's nutted. He's like he's like one of the most sexualized characters in all of DC. He's never
Is that true?
Oh,
he's never slipped one past the goalie?
He's never slipped one past the goalie, but no, Dick Grayson canonically fucks a lot.
Deep Dick Grayson. Do you think he's had a vasectomy? Do you think he and I could talk about that? We might have that in common.
I think Bruce might have vasectomied him early on because he doesn't want the Robins breeding.
No. Yeah, you got to you have to get your pet fixed.
Mm-hmm.
It's very irresponsible as a superhero not to get your sidekick fixed.
Now we're kind of getting into the territory of the Batman who laughs, who goes around with 2 Robins who go on all 4s in gimp suits.
Yes. Yeah.
What a dumb fucking character. What a dumb fucking regressive idea. Oh, what if Batman was the Joker?
Yeah. It's at a certain point you've been doing something for too long. It's hard to think of new ideas. Like they could just keep doing Batman.
Everything to Guppy.txt.
Well, yeah, 100%. But I think the fact that we've run out of ideas and Batman has been going on for like 90 years really says something. They were way further out of ideas, or were worse than Batman, one or the other.
What if they gave Superman a sidekick?
What if they gave Superman a sidekick?
Yeah, what if?
He has his pal Jimmy Olsen.
I mean,
he was kind of a sidekick for a while.
I mean, when he turns into a superhero, he's giant turtle boy, and I feel he's too big to be a sidekick.
Yeah. He used to be more of a sidekick.
Now, that's another thing. Stop trying to make Jimmy Olsen cool.
I agree. I also think sidekicks are really like pretty antiquated as an idea. I'm not super into a sidekick.
I mean, Marvel doesn't do them, right? That's the whole thing. Like Bucky died, and so no one has sidekicks.
Yeah, Bucky basically took care of the sidekick problem for that whole universe.
Yeah.
No one's like, I'm not going to have a young Ward. Too many memories. Wolverine kind of has sidekicks sometimes.
Sometimes, but
like
that's because Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's still Father's Day for us.
Yeah, it's still Father's Day. Shout out to Jubilee, Armor, and Kitty Pryde.
And X-23.
And X-23. And to a lesser extent, Dakin, who he tried to guide and couldn't. Yeah. Did you ever read that comic where it was all of Wolverine's collected kids and they all had like real fucking bonkers powers, including one that put big ball bearings on his foot and kicked them at Wolverine?
No, that sounds great.
It's pretty wild. It's like a Jason Aaron comic.
I read that comic where Dakin had magical make everybody horny powers.
I fucking hate Dakin. Not because of that. I think Dakin's really lame.
No, it's the worst idea. It's up there with Gary. Are comics bad?
Comics are excellent.
Oh.
But just as a matter of faith, as long as there are no further questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Comics are extremely good. End of conversation. New topic.
So I think this item is good. It's
technically good. If I started with it because of Eden's blessing, hey, Yahtzee.
For 15 coins, man. 15 coins to get a stream of devil items and spirit hearts. Maybe.
Or spiders and bullshit. And like the thing is, I can't think of a shop item I don't want more than this.
Oh, fucking like hourglass.
The hourglass ladder. There are some crappy ones, but shop items tend to be more fun than this, I think.
I think you're being led astray by like the passive nature of this and the fact that, it hurts you a little bit to go in each of these rooms.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So I'm looking through the shop items. You're right. Like there is a bunch of shit. Mom's bottle of pills, portable slot, things I don't want.
I think this is quietly a really good boost to like survivability. Like curse rooms tend to be pretty good, I think.
It's both survivability, but I kind of tend to stop going to them as the run goes on.
Yeah.
Because I usually, can stop affording it spirit heart wise, at the very least. I want to maintain those for the boss because I'm more likely to get hit more often. So, like, again, the earlier you get this, I think it's probably the better.
Yeah. And then there's this line about,
Yahtzee.
There's the line about the improved layouts. I have no idea if that's fucking true.
It's so weird. Improved. It's like an Elden Ring patch note.
Yeah.
Fixed some issues.
Oh, hey, I beat Elden Ring last night.
You told me about that. Was that your first time you bought it or beat it or just your second save?
No, it's my second save. It was my stream save.
Yeah.
But I set a condition on the stream that if I did not beat it in that 2-hour window, I was getting rid of the character. So,
can you tell me where you started with that stream?
Godfrey.
Like how much of your game you had to do into? Where was it?
Godfrey.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I had Godfrey and then the final bosses to beat. And it still took me an hour 50. Or I started a little bit late, but it took me roughly an hour 55 of the 2 hours to do.
Because that Elden Beast probably, yeah?
Also Radagon, like both of them. Like, yeah. I was running a pure caster build. Literally my sword basically couldn't hurt Radagon because I was using the fucking Holy Word sword.
Gotcha.
So it was all about basically using my beautiful, beautiful rat bros to hold him off while I tried to put the stink breath on him.
I always get confused. Like Radagon is good hard, and then Elden Beast is bad hard, and they put them right next to each other.
I think Radagon is definitely good hard. I like Elden Beast. I come
Elden
down
Beast defender. Yeah.
On the other hand, he did kill me with bullshit several times until I just used Pest Threads rips through that boy.
Yeah. I hate the Elden Star, the attack that just kind of keeps going.
Yeah, that sucks.
It keeps hitting you. And then I hate that he just runs away from you.
Yeah,
it feels just very made to punish melee characters.
Yeah.
Stuff. But Radagon's great. That's one of my favorite end boss like duels that they've ever done.
It's really awesome. Good. Everything is basically fair. It's one of like that, the sting, like the music sting when like the title theme drops when he's first revealed is one of the best moments in the entire game.
Yep, so good. I
By the way, you all read the spoiler the spoiler disclaimer that comes with everything to Guppy, right?
Well, the spoiler stuff I was talking about on Bonfireside Chat, I was actually talking about this show.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like that they were going to go away on Bonfireside Chat. Don't worry. I was talking about on everything to Guppy.
Yeah.
So people like the show. Go to patreon.com/duckfeed.tv/Radagon and give us some dollars and give us a rating review on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict.
Hold on. I've got to try to get the reviews tab open without closing the Discord call on my phone where I run the entire show.
On your phone, on the phone that we're recording this on, like a Soviet era podcast invention.
This review left on Apple Podcast by Komaxi. Good show. Finally got caught up on Guppy this week. Really enjoyed the week where Will forgot to turn his mic on, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell the next week was back to normal. 5 stars.
Nice.
Good, mean. Good and mean.
Good, mean.
To be clear, I'm recording the show on my computer with the nice mic setup. I'm just talking to Gary on the phone.
Yes, because of your computer.
Yeah, it all makes perfect sense, and the show is good. I invented podcasts.
Umbrasa?
Brassers? No.
Umbrazzers.
Yes, and...
Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that talks about every trinket, and trinket in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is the man with the 4-leaf testicle, Will Hughes.
Gary, I wish you would stop using those pictures I sent to you for diagnostic purposes in a podcasting context.
I thought you were sending them to me because you wanted me to show them to my doctor because you were embarrassed.
Okay, I wanted you to look at them yourself because I trust you more than I trust these fucking doctors.
Doctors are always, they were just going to want you to get a vaccine.
Right? Oh my God.
Gary, and how is that going to help my 4-leaf testicle?
Yeah. Before we get deep into this anti-science rhetoric, I had a question I wanted to ask.
Okay.
At the end of the last episode, you said a word and I don't know what that word is. What is brazzers?
Brazzers? Are you being legitimate or are you doing a bit?
Might be doing a bit where I don't know the name of a porn site.
Well, it's kind of out of fashion. I didn't know it. Okay.
It is. It's kind of an old guy. It's where old guys go for porn.
It's where old guys go for the worst porn. And I never went to it. I don't like that kind of porn. I can't watch
what
professional
kind of
pornography. Brazzers kind, old guy porn.
Sure.
Lemon parties and the like, things of that nature.
Lemon parties and the like. Here on Brazzers Isle.
Well, the Brazzers, yeah. Hello, my Brazzers. Hello, my baby. I don't like professional pornography, but it would still show up when I would do seaches for good amateur pornography.
It's toilet cams or nothing for Gary Butterfield. He's like fucking Chuck Berry.
I got it. Ding da ding da ding da ding da ding da ding. I like real looking people. I can't handle a porn star. I don't want to look at them naked.
Okay.
Yeah. I only watch amateur pornography, and I prefer it to be ethical pornography that exhibitionists have uploaded themselves because it feels very ethical.
Yeah.
They want me to watch it because they're perverts and I'm masturbating and being a pervert and I'd like to watch it at the same time. It's Trinket Sunday.
Sunday, Monday,
Trinket.
Days, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Trinket.
Days, Thursday, Friday,
Trinket.
Days.
It's not.
Day.
Yeah.
It's Trinket Sunday day that happens any time of the week that you happen to listen.
Just remember, anytime you see Gary with headphones on, he's in the groove.
What kind of porn searches you got going on?
I don't discuss that on the podcast.
Okay. I'm still going to ask it.
Yeah, no. You're welcome to ask.
Yeah.
You're even welcome to extensively speculate if you wanted.
Hey, Will.
Yeah?
Which minor video game character am I? Ready? You ask what you want, I'll answer what I want.
Is that...
Come on.
Fuck.
Get it?
Give it to me again.
I'd be so happy. It's a game we both love.
Okay.
Is this very minor.
Is this like a fucking deep pull Deus Ex thing?
No, it's the guy who runs a convenience store in Gabriel Knight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ask what you want, I'll answer what I want.
You ask what you want, I'll answer what I want.
Ask what you want, I'll answer what I want.
Yeah, I don't know why that's stuck in my head for.
Wait, you mean the Voodoo gift shop place?
Not the Voodoo Museum. Yeah, the gift shop, the one where you can go in and buy the alligator.
Yeah.
Or no, you steal the alligator head from Dr. John.
No, you buy the alligator head.
Oh yeah, you buy it from the Lanyap. That's where I learned Lanyap as well.
Yeah, you have to I think that's what you have to sell Gabriel's father's painting to buy.
Yes. It's so funny that and you sell it to that weird flamboyant art collector guy who is not aged super well. I love that game because you go to this convenience store guy and you're like, do you mind if I ask you some questions? And he's like real cagey. He's like, you ask what you want, I'll answer what I want. And then you're just out of nowhere like, what can you tell me about drums?
To be fair, he's like a black guy in New Orleans who has just had a white man who is clearly Tim Curry doing a fake accent come in and start interrogating him about voodoo.
Yeah, I would also feel pretty uncomfortable.
Professor Hot
what kind of wretched college documentary are you making, Mr. Curry?
Gary, should we do a podcast where we just read back and forth from the walkthroughs for classic adventure games? That's
a great idea, but also I wonder how fast the speed run is for Gabriel Knight, because us running through Gabriel Knight for a stream would be fun together if we just had it down pretty quick.
I mean, it depends on how much, like if you're just trying to solve all the puzzles and click through all the dialogue, not slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go, or even just, we could take it slow because we have 24 hours for a stream, for a duck stream. We played Gabriel Knight for a couple hours. It'd be fun to me. Dambala. Ogan Badagri. God, I love Gabriel Knight.
Yep.
It's so good.
Sadly, Gary, you already knew I liked that, so it does not count as you finding a thing I like that you also like.
No. But would it have counted if you had guessed the character?
No, buddy. Why would it?
It wouldn't have. I just put Gabriel Knight shirt into Google because I've never thought of that.
Sure.
And you can get a t-shirt for the St. George's Bookshop. Why don't I have that?
Ooh, Gary, what if we
St.
went
George's
to
Rare Books?
What if we went to the AI and like said all the Gabriel Knights together?
You know what? You get a lot of blurry face nothing. It would not be parsable.
Maybe Columbo's there. Oh, that's the idea
Columbo
for a prompt
be,
I had. Yeah. I don't use the thing, but I thought Columbo investigating Columbo's own murder would be a pretty good one.
I know what it would be. It'd be two Columbos with blurry faces staying next to each other.
Well, no, one of them would be lying down.
Yeah. I mean, if you're lucky. In one of the pictures, they would. The other ones would just kind of be confusing.
Saw some good Lost
3D printed 20 centimeter Gabriel Knight doll
Gary,
on Etsy. Why have I never looked at Gabriel Knight on Etsy?
I don't know, man. Like a Gabriel Knight shadow
Why am I doing
box.
it on air?
Yeah. Better question. A Gabriel Knight shadow box would be amazing.
Yeah, dude. Gabriel Knight ID? Oh, that's Knight Rider ID. Never mind.
That doesn't help. What the fuck is Knight Rider ID?
It's a California license for Knight Rider.
No.
For some reason. Yeah.
To what end?
I don't.
When would I need to prove I was the Knight Rider?
In a fraudulent way.
Yeah.
God, I love these brass, just Gabriel Knight statues you can get. These are so funny. Oh, it's good. It's good. Of course, we're talking about Lucky Sack.
Absolutely. Gary, this is a nothing. It's a perfect, like, if you don't have anything else, this is fine, but it's nothing.
I'm glad it's a trinket.
Yeah. No, if this was an item, I'd be angry.
Yeah. We'd have to revolt. This gives you a sack at the beginning of every stage, which is pretty good.
You have to fucking unlock this by beating Mother as Tainted Cain.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. What a reward.
The biggest piece of trivia I had from this is that these sacks, I think they used to just be called sacks, but then they introduced the other sacks in Repentance. So now these ones are called grab bags.
Yeah. So the upshot of this is that you will get like a couple extra coins and keys and maybe a bomb every floor, which is nice. It's genuinely nice, like especially early on. But
yeah, phenomenal. Maybe a little battery.
Yeah.
You know? And items that give you sacks tend to be good. Like sack head is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things like that. This is probably awesome in greed mode.
Probably, yes.
You know? But yeah, in the actual game, if you get it really early, it's going to be good. The end.
The end.
Yeah.
Hey, let's check. I feel like it's been a minute since we checked on Dean Erickson.
Yeah, see, I'm curious what Dean Erickson. I hope he's still alive.
Got it.
I will be it auto completes, and he seems very alive.
Yeah. He's got a wide face. He's
Dean Erickson is an actor and founder, CEO of Bionic Capital LLC.
Yeah, but it's just an investment advisory firm which specializes in wealth management and philanthropic
Why is it called
investment
Bionic
solutions.
Capital?
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
To be for the people who do not live in our fucking brains, Dean Erickson is the guy who played Gabriel Knight in Gabriel Knight 2.
And it is roughly half of his IMDb. He later turned his focus to writing. He published a mystery novel, No One Laughs at a Dead Clown, under the name DC Erickson, and a self-help book, Choose Your Story, Choose Your Life.
Holy shit, he's only got 2 credits, and the other one's Frasier. He was on 4 episodes of Frasier. I didn't know that.
This is I love him.
What's his self-credit? Bad Influence, Self-Interviewee, 1995. What the fuck is this? Weekly review show of the week's biggest game releases. Okay, so he was...
For a second, I thought he was on Twitter, but this is somebody else named him, who has a Twitter banner that is Calvin pissing on a reindeer, but it makes it look like Calvin pissing on his icon.
Okay.
Which is a great Twitter banner.
We should... I'm going to say right now, I endorse Dean Erickson's investment advice firm, and you should all give them all your money.
I'm going to see if I can become friends with Dean Erickson on Facebook.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
He's got a Ukraine picture and a pride banner. Good job, Dean Erickson. Add friend. Okay, we'll stay tuned.
After graduating from Brown University, he worked on Wall Street as an options trader and risk arbitrageur.
Oh my God. Dean Erickson is leaving money on the table by not being on Cameo. Because you and I would just give him a couple $100 a year between the two of us, just having him ask each other things.
Gary, I need you to pause for just a second. I want to be extremely clear. I'm reading Dean Erickson's Wikipedia page right now. There are no references at any point in this Wikipedia page to sports until the last line. In 2010, he was elected to the Midcoast, Maine Sports Hall of Fame. Why? What does that mean?
It's probably for Gabriel Knight too.
The link doesn't work. The link to the news story doesn't work. I'm mad.
My guess is Van Glauer pulled some strings.
Why is there a Dean Erickson? Why is there a link in the external links of a Dean Erickson profile in Italian? It's all in Italian. Dean Erickson è il magistrale interprete del Giocho Punta al Clicca, Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within.
Gabriel, this is because certain men, are born to rule, to dominate.
Okay.
Okay.
It was archived. Yeah. It was archived in 2013. I got to find out what sports he got in for.
I do want to know what kind of sports he did.
He was a standout point guard for Art Dyer's Meadowmack Valley teams in the mid-1970s.
Huh?
He scored 594 points.
I think it's also weird that if you look at his Wikipedia, down at the bottom, the little also links thing is under something called authority control.
Oh, that's just a Wikipedia thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just real. I like the idea of Dean Erickson being part of something called authority control. It's very shadowy.
Good point, Gary.
Oh, you know what? What a jape and a jest.
What a funny jape and jest that definitely didn't have 20 minutes of me comforting my panicking girlfriend / romantic partner / fiance / etc. About charging her electric car that happened in the middle of the episode.
It's here. Let me fill in case anybody wants to know the connective tissue that's missing. Dean Erickson, Van Glauer.
Fuck, I'd actually forgotten we were losing our mind about Dean Erickson's high school basketball career.
Yeah, Marge pubes.
Yeah,
Chat effect.
What color are those?
What color are Dean Erickson's pubes?
I mean, I assume red graying into white. Okay.
Wrong. We can't just restart Guppy now, Gary, just because we've had a rest.
You've got a really strong career ahead of you as a deeply irritating buzzer sound person.
Thank you. Yeah, I prefer the job I have now, but if it's nice to have something to fall back on.
After basketball, Dean appeared in several episodes of the TV show Frasier and starred as Gabriel Knight in the award-winning CD-ROM adventure game The Beast Within.
Do you think he played Gabriel Knight in those Frasier episodes?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I've seen those. He's Frasier gets involved in supernatural murder mysteries.
Become a werewolf, Frasier. Yeah. Well, that explains why you're leaving hair all over the carpet.
Ooh.
Good night.
Night.